What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at some more NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, some more figures we picked up at Target during the haul-a-thon events. So nothing really exciting with these, especially like this older figure of Savanti Romero. So from the Mirage comics, we do have this guy that goes along with Renette, comes with the Time Scepter and all that. Nice, cool looking figure, but not really super important, but thought he looked cool, so we decided to pick him up. So there on the back, you can see him with some of the accessories, like the nice green glow they put on it there. So cool to have him to go with our Mirage comics. And then we also have another Usagi figure, this time in his like more samurai armor, so looks pretty nice there. Of course, you spin it on the round and we can see some of the accessories and all that, and then of course see the figure picture there on the side and the actual figure itself. So it's just more Usagi in his actual samurai armor and all that, and of course we'll tell you more of the story, more where he was his actual samurai and stuff, but looks pretty cool for that as well. But of course we've already had Usagi, so it's not as exciting, but still cool to have the figure nonetheless. So I'm excited to check these out, so let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. Well, let's start off with Savanti Romero, which was a time-traveling demonic enemy of the Ninja Turtles. He was the former apprentice of the Time Lord, Lord Simultaneous, and was charged with monitoring the flow of time, but he was arrogant and wanted to be the ruler, so he tried to edit out his lord from history, but he was caught and sentenced to banishment in 1406 AD, where he was transformed into a demonic-like being. And then eventually the Turtles and Renette time traveled to 1406, and Romero was able to take the Scepter of the Sands of Time from them, but Lord Simultaneous appeared and took the Time Scepter, sent the Turtles back to the modern day, and banished Romero to the Cretaceous period. So he looks cool here, this nice like demonic like figure. Of course looks like a demon, almost like the devil, especially with like the, I don't know if you call them like fawn legs, just the hoof legs or whatever, so as like the more like goat like feet, and then of course the more human like upper body, but still a weird creepy looking face with the long horns coming off of his head and down the back. Of course has this nice like red shirt outfit with some yellow designs, the lines coming down to a skirt piece that hangs down. Like I said, almost human-like arms there with like hair on it and some spikes up on his shoulders, and then his ugly face. So we get the red eyes in there, of course big pointy ears, bald head, and then this big mouth that does of course open and close there with the teeth coming out of it. So weird, ugly looking character, but looks pretty nice at the same time. Now, for moments, the head will twist around. Of course, got to be worried about the horns and stuff there, but the head will twist around. He can look down just about where he is and up that far, so not a whole lot of range back and forth. But as I said, and kind of show there, the mouth does open and close, so the higher you go up, the more the mouth will open and all that. So nice movements for that. The shoulders do come up that far, almost to 90, but the spikes obviously there on the shoulder don't let it go fully and can rotate around. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that'll bend up there, so pretty much all the way up on itself, with the wrist that'll twist around and hinge back and forth at the wrist. Then we go to the ab crunch, so we get the upper ab crunch there, so crunch back and forth and twist around, and then you should be able to twist around at the waist as well, twist all the way around. Then down to the hips will come up that far, almost to 90, not all the way, but there, and out to the side. He pretty much can do the splits. Has a bit of a thigh twist up in there, and then we get the single knee joint that does bend back pretty much to 90 with the rotation in it, and down to the leg where we do get an ankle joint that can rock back and forth and twist side to side, and looks pretty nice overall. But of course with his feet being like this, we do get this base plate it did come with, so we can stand him on it, so that'll hopefully help keep him standing. Now accessory wise, he does come with some additional hands. He comes with some grip hands, so we'll definitely need to switch one of them out at least, but we get some grip hands as well as some more open hands there, maybe if you're using some of his powers or some are just sort of reaching out there. And then actual accessories, we do get the Time Scepter, so we get the scepter, of course this one with like weird claw hand and the spikes coming off of it, of course the time travel, and saw a similar thing to the third Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the 90s and stuff, so looks pretty nice for this version of the Time Scepter, and we can switch a hand out to put this in it. And to go along with the Time Scepter, we do also get this effect that comes on it, so he has like with his sorcerer power some like green effects, so we get this effect that does clip onto the Time Scepter here and sort of show this green effect coming off of it, which it does look pretty cool, so that's a nice design for that. And then finally he does come with more of his sorcery power, so this green effect that will go on to his fist hand. So there we got him with the Time Scepter and showing off his powers there with the green hands. So that looks pretty nice. Love the effect, especially on the Time Scepter, and then like the green effect on his hand stuff. That all looks really cool. But as I mentioned with this, he is a part, with the Time Scepter and Renette. So we can bring in our Renette figure. So of course she is a little bit shorter because he's on the base, but that doesn't create too much of a height difference, but you can just see how tall he is, especially for compared to her. And then we can even bring in a turtle. So here's just one of our normal turtles there, our Donatello. So you can see just how tall tall he is compared to them. So really tall figure there compared to normal characters. So it is really cool to have this Savanti Romero. Obviously not like a big name character, just a part of the more comic storyline and stuff, but looks really cool. Love the design, especially adding the effects on him. Just makes it stands out with the green against like his red and everything. Just looks really cool, and with how big and tall he is. So nice to add this figure into our collection. And then we also have Samurai Usagi, who of course is Miyamoto Usagi, and he was an anthropomorphic rabbit who after training was a swordsman and would serve Lord Mifune and was the personal bodyguard of him. But after Mifune died in battle, Usagi would become a Ronin samurai and follow the warrior's path. So we have him here kind of like before, so we've already seen him when he became a Ronin, so we've had that other figure before, but this is when he was more of the bodyguard of Mifune, so he's got the nice samurai armor on him. So we get the nice hat design, which is just an accessory that we can take off, but he's got the nice samurai hat with the long prongs coming up here on his head. Of course, the little fold out flaps to the side, and the Usagi white rabbit face there looks nice with all blue samurai armor. The segmentation, of course, there's some cell shading going on here, so lighter blue and darker blue going around there. Of course, the samurai armor, so we get the shoulder pads, chest plate, skirting there, forearm and hand guards, and then down to legs, he's got shin guards there, but still wearing like the sandal designs on his feet. But overall, looks pretty nice for that. But we'll do his movement, so his head will twist all the way around. He can look down that far and up that far. Of course, his helmet also keeps getting twisted around, but a little bit of movement back and forth. We get the shoulders that do come up maybe close to 90. Of course, doesn't really get a whole lot of range in his shoulders, unfortunately, but just back and forth. And, of course, can rotate around within there. We do get a bicep twist and the double elbow joint that bends up that far with the wrist that'll twist around and hinge back and forth a little. And like ab crunch doesn't really have much of anything. It's all just pretty solid and attached in there, so not even really much of a twist. But then we go to his legs that'll come up pretty close to 90 and out to the side. A little bit of a thigh twist up in there. We get the double knee joint design that bends up that far. And of course there's rotation in those joints. And then down to the foot where it rocks back and forth and will twist side to side. So of course he is a small little character, so not going to get the best range of movements, but he works out fine just for what he's got. But he comes with a number of accessories as well. So first we get a head that we can switch out. So this one has more of a stoic face, where that one is more angry. And then we can also take this helmet off. So the helmet does come off, and with this you can obviously take like the ears off of this head, put them on this head, but he also comes with another set of ears where they're more down. So you can plug those into his head as well. So he's got his ears more down. So you just have to pick and choose whatever you want with the helmet, this head, the angry head. You obviously, like I said, we can switch out the ears. So it gives you all those different variations and options. He comes with extra hands as well. So we get a hand with more like splayed out fingers, and then hands with grip hands, which we'll probably use to hold his accessories. And with those grip hands, we can give him the number of different weapons he comes with. So he comes with some weird things. So like one thing, he comes with this chakram, I think is how you say it. So this weird device, which of course I looked up what a chakram was, and it came up with like the round circle weapons that if you ever saw like Xena Warrior Princess, she used all the time, and not this design, but that's what they have this labeled as on the box. So you just get that design, almost looks like a batleth or whatever from Star Trek. So we get that. We get a butterfly sword, or butterfly knife, I guess for Usagi, though as small he is, this would be more of a sword. So we get this big thick fat sword there, of course a little bit short design, but nice for that. We get a battle axe as well, so this long axe handle there, battle axe, looks really nice. And of course normal for Usagi, we get the sword, so I'll probably put the katana in his hand. So there Usagi has the katana, which is pretty normal for him, and it stinks he doesn't have any like storage area anywhere on his body, so we can't put any of the other weapons or anything on him, so he's just only in his hands. And he does also come with a shashimono, which is just a flag of the house, so probably who he served, and has the little logo on there, which he has it on his chest as well. I think it was on his helmet, and then like the other like Ronin designs of Usagi we have them on his chest as well, so it's just probably a logo he follows. So we can put this flag into his hand, so there he can be holding that flag as well, which is pretty nice. So he can be holding the flag and fighting at the same time. And of course finally, as usual with Usagi, he's got to come with his Tokage of Spot, so his little like dinosaur that almost looks like a compy design, but I like how it's sitting down this time, so he'll be sitting there right next to his friend of Usagi. So very cool to have this Usagi overall. Really like this design for him. Of course, as I mentioned multiple times, we have had him before already, but just in his normal classic design of this. So this is more of the Ronin design of Usagi compared to his more samurai design. So we get those two, you can see them there. Of course, we're going to be the same height and have a lot of similarities between the two. Obviously the different outfits that he wears. So really cool to get this version of Usagi, just another armored up version of Usagi. Not necessary, but it comes with more weapons and cool stuff. So that's the reason why we got him. Well, that gives us our two figures of Savanti Romero and Samurai Usagi. Both look really cool, but you definitely see a big height difference between the two figures. But really like having these. The Savanti Romero, like I said, not a necessary character, but he just looks so cool. Like his face is the only thing I don't like about it, but the accessories and all sorts of stuff, and his body design looks cool. Just the head is a little weird for me. And then the Samurai Usagi is really cool. Again, not necessary, but just thought he looked cool. A nice addition to the collection with another version of Usagi. So both of these figures look really cool. Love the designs and details and the way they look and everything. So really happy with both of them. But let me know what you thought of them down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know what that like. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button to see more. But I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there. And I'll see you in our next review.